A very warm welcome to all. Myself, Chaudhary Monica. I am the student of BTech ITDS Division E. For Assessment 4, I have chosen the topic Clippers and Camper Circuit. So, what is Clipper Circuit? So, basically, Clipper means one that clips something. A circuit which removes the peak of waveform is called clipper. So, clippers are network that use diodes to clip a portion of input signal without distorting the remaining part of the waveform. So now what is working of clipper circuit? So clipper circuit can be designed by utilizing both the linear and non-linear elements such as resistors, diodes or transistors. So in this circuit the input waveforms are the for clipping and for transmitting. These elements do not contain any energy that is stored. So clippers are classified into two types, that is series clippers and shunt clippers. So what is series clipper? A clipper circuit in which the diode is connected in series to the input signal. So in series clipper there are subtypes. They are series positive clipper circuit, series negative clipper circuit, series negative clipper circuit, series positive with biasing, series negative with biasing. So what is positive clipper circuit? Basically, a clipper circuit in which the diode is connected in series to the input signal and reduces the positive portion of the waveform is termed as positive clipper circuit. Now, the second one is negative clipper circuit. A clipper circuit in which the diode is connected in series to the input signal and that reduces the negative portion of the waveform is termed as negative clipper circuit. So now third one is series positive biasing. In this, the biasing in the clipper circuit is used to clip a portion of half cycle and not the whole half. Therefore, a series positive clippers with biasing, which can be a positive or a negative, is used for producing the desired waveform. Now the last subtype is series negative clipper with biasing. The series negative clipper is biased with either positive or a negative volt battery to modify the waveform voltage battery the waveform instead of um, instead of instead of clipping the whole negative half. So these were all about series clipper. Now the shunt clipper. In shunt clipper, the diode is connected in parallel with the output. The input signal appears the output when the diode is blocking as opposed to the series clipper. So now the shunt clippers divided into four parts. That is a shunt positive clipper circuit, shunt negative clipper circuit, shunt positive with biasing, shunt negative with biasing. So the first one is shunt positive clipper circuit. The shunt positive clippers clips the positive half cycle of the input waveform. So second one, shunt negative clipper circuit. In this, the shunt negative clipper clips the negative half cycle of an input waveform. Now the third one is shunt positive clipper with bias. The biasing is done by using another fixed voltage source such as battery inside the circuit to modify the waveform furthermore. The voltage source can be connected in the either positive or negative biasing. Now the last one is shunt negative clipper with bias. In this, positive or negative biasing is used with it by connecting a battery source in one of the two waves called positive biasing and negative biasing. The waveform can be modified by varying the voltage of the battery. So these were all about shunt negative clippers. So these were all about classification of clippers circuit. So now what is dual clipper circuit? The dual clippers are made by combining the bias shunt positive clipper and bias shunt negative clipper. Whenever there is a need to remove a certain portion of both positive and a negative half of the signal, then dual clipper circuits are used. Now let see look at the circuit of a dual clipper. During positive half of the input cycle, diode D1 gets a forward bias due to supply voltage, and at the same time diode D2 is in reverse bias due to both supply voltage and battery potential. Now we move towards the application of clipper circuits. The main purpose of clipper circuit is to modify the waveform of the signal, which can be used in several applications such as protection against overvoltage, noise removal, transmission, etc. Um, they are used for filtering noise in transmitters. The they are used in transmitters and receivers of television, voltage limiters and amplitude sectors, and etc. Now we are done with clipper circuit. Now the next topic is what is clamper circuit. So basically, in clamper circuit, the circuit that consists a diode, a resistor, and a capacitor that shifts the waveform to a desired DC level without changing the actual signal applying is called clamper circuit. Now, what is working of clamper circuit? So, clamper is an electronic circuit that fixes either positive or the negative peak accretion of a signal to a defined value by shifting its DC value. It consists a capacitor and a diode connected in parallel across the load. It depends on the changing time constant of the capacitor. The capacitor must be chosen such that during the conduction of diode, the capacitor must be sufficient to charge, and during the non-conducting period of diode, the capacitor should not discharge drastically. Now, the classification of clamper circuits. So, clamper circuits are of two types, positive clamper and negative clamper. Now, positive clamper are divided into two parts, that is negative biasing and positive biasing. Same as that, negative clamper is divided into two parts, positive biasing and negative biasing. So, now what is positive clamper? In positive clamper circuit, the input waveform is shifted up above the zero voltage reference line. And what is negative clamper? Negative clamper shifts the whole input waveform downward. Now, the last part of clamper circuit is their applications. So, Uh, clampers is used as a baseline stabilizer in a complex transmitter or and in receiver of the television. Clampers are also called direct current restores. These are frequently used in test equipments like sonar and radar systems. Clampers are also used for the protection of amplifiers from large errant signals. Clampers can be used as voltage doublers or voltage multipliers. So here I am done with my topic and presentation. So thank you, sir.